also do get a little skeptical. I mean, I think Bitcoin has made me very much a trust, don't verify kind of gal.
I'm going to take a little bit of a hard left and talk a little bit about tokenomics.
Okay.
About burning tokens. So here we go. If you want to burn a token, it essentially is going to impact the supply and demand.
Right.
Essentially what you do is you send a token to a wallet that only receives tokens, and it prevents anybody from accessing it. So essentially the address has no private key. Keeps supply and demand in check. Some tokens that do this are like Shiba Inu, ETH. And the ways this can be written in is into a project's white paper. It could be coded into the blockchain itself, where it just gets burned when necessary. But also it can be let to the DAO to vote on, the community, as to burn or not to burn. Stablecoins, which peg a value to an external stable asset like US dollar or gold, routinely undergo supply balancing burns, as well as new token issuances in order to maintain their value and control inflation. I'd heard, we did a piece on this months ago about people, if you lose the Bitcoin, that automatically increases the value of other people's Bitcoin that have possession of theirs. But burning was a new idea, like a new concept to me. So explain to me, do people burn Bitcoin? Have you ever burned Bitcoin? What's the story there?
No, people don't burn Bitcoin, although in the sense of it going into a never-ending pit that you can never get out of. You could, by analogy, say that every time you lose your private keys or you die without telling your your heirs how to get them, it's a similar concept, right? Because those are no longer accessible. So the law of supply and demand is always what dictates price. And so the less supply there is, the hope is that there's more demand for it. And I have heard numbers that there's probably about 4 million Bitcoin that has been lost forever.
Yes.
So it definitely has a deflationary aspect to the whole Bitcoin supply. But yeah, so each coin has its own tokenomics, so to speak, their economics and different ways of trying to ensure that their coin is seen as valuable by saying, maybe the supply is reducing. I know that Ethereum switched to having the burning of tokens, coins in that sense, because the difference, I think, between a token and a coin is a coin is one that has its own base layer, right? So Ethereum and Bitcoin and Litecoin, whereas the tokens are the ones that are built on top of those base layers. So I think theoretically you can burn coins as well, but yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I would never knowingly, quote unquote, burn my Bitcoin, even Bitcoin doesn't get burned. But I also do get a little skeptical. I mean, I think Bitcoin has made me very much a trust, don't verify kind of gal. And so, yeah, you say that those coins are going to a wallet that don't have a private key, but how do I know you don't have the private key and everyone's making a donation to you? So it's an interesting concept.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you for breaking it down because I was still a little muddy about it. So
yeah,
appreciate that breakdown.
I think I'm probably still a little muddy about it, but
hey, it's Amy. Click over here to subscribe. Click over here for more content, and we'll see you next time.